Let's go. What? Am I in? God damn it. Come on. Come on. Pick it up, dude. There's two of you. Two of you, nothing? Two of you? Good job. Good job. Let's go. Good job. Let's go. Come on. Do some fucking defense. Fuck. Garbage ass fucking player. Andrea. Hola. Hola, Andrea. Just hop on bed. I'm getting some Little Caesars. Come on. Defense. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Yep. Yep. Come on. Almost. Oh, we're gonna lose. Ah. I'm good. I'm good. This the best day since the 3 weeks. How are you doing? I'm good. I'm good now. So I've obviously, recovering from pneumonia and stuff, so a little weak and lungs wise, but I'm totally fine now. I wouldn't say I was 100%, but I'll take whatever percent I would classify me as over what I was. Yeah. COVID and pneumonia were definitely not fun. Definitely not fun. But what sucks, though, is California put a indoor mask mandate from like December 15th to January 15th. So dumb. I was gonna make a video. I was gonna make a video about that. I appreciate that. I was gonna make a video about that because, like, yeah, sure, I had people, obviously, some people that cared, had best, like, they cared or whatever like that. They reached out, like you and stuff, but it's not enough for, it ain't gonna stop Andrea's life, right? If Trevor Joe was to die, it doesn't stop Andrea's life. So now times me by 200,000, a million people, right? So I don't think the country should stop, because the country did not stop. Nobody stopped. Not one person stopped their lives for Trevor Joe's, illness, problems, whatever you want to call it, right? The COVID, pneumonia, right? I had three hospital visits. I had then I put the last one I had was in the ICU. Nobody's life stopped. It didn't affect nobody's life to enough extent. So now times me by everybody. So why should the country stop? Because not one person stopped their life for me. So that's where I have a problem with it. Yeah, COVID was real. It fucked me up. But it's not enough for people's life to be ruined by my illness, So and I had people, especially that were like concerned and all that stuff like that, and I truly I was gonna make a video about it, like, because I appreciate that, but it's Andrea's life carries on, right? Like, you still have to go to work, you still have to provide for your family, your daughter, yourself, all that kind of stuff. You still do your stuff, Pokemon and whatever else, right? Like, so my life doesn't affect you enough where it has to stop Andrea from going to enjoy her life. And so that's where I want to make the video of putting it out, because it's like that. Just think of somebody you personally know, or you know enough, right? You know enough of me, right, to be associated with me. And you're like, well, Trevor Joe had it, and he had it bad. But that's not, to a certain extent, yeah, sure, I cared. But I still went on with my life. I still did my Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I still had, family with my dinner, all that kind of stuff. And so that should be associated with everybody. Yeah, granted, like my mentor, my biggest supporter, Rick Jarman, he died last year of COVID. But he was also like almost 70 years old. He was also extremely overweight. He was a smoker of cigars. So that's the reason why he died. He got COVID and then pneumonia. So he had what I had. but he was just way, way older. He was way, unhealthier. So his body couldn't hang compared to my body. My body was able to hang in there, But just like that, he was my biggest supporter. He was everything. But did my life stop because his life ended? No. It was really sad and all that stuff like that. But I have, my kids, I have my family, I have my life that I have to do. My life doesn't stop because Rick Jarman's life ended. And rest in peace. And I'm not trying to make it sound mean, but it's true. I mean, God rest his soul and stuff like that. And, but my life didn't stop because, his life did, So that's why I have my personal thing with it, and I have everybody else's personal thing with it, Now there's so much people that know me, and their life went on. And I don't think the rest of the country should suffer because I was sick. Yeah, well, hopefully your brother, does. And everybody gets and everybody's different. Everybody has their symptoms differently. Obviously, my symptoms were bad, but I'm not old. I'm not, overweight, extremely overweight. I don't smoke or anything like that. So yes, COVID kicked my butt. But imagine if I was older, fatter, had other more conditions. I mean, I do have conditions, obviously, like high blood pressure, things like that, high cholesterol, I'm vitamin D deficient. But imagine this is 20 years from now or something like that, then yeah. But I did. I went to the ICU. I had to be on oxygen and stuff like that. They'd give me shots for blood thinners to make sure blood clots and all other stuff. But my major concern, or my major problem, not concern, but major problem that I had was I had a fever and I couldn't break it. I had fever days and just it was never to break it at all. And that was my problem. And then I got COVID psychosis. I don't know if that's it's obviously a real kind of thing. I don't know if that's a real name. But talking about myself and then but it's really me. I'm okay, you gotta go to bed. But no, it's me. I gotta go to bed. I'm talking about myself. Yeah, but the fever is what kicked my butt. Yes, the last week or so, over a week, I had a pneumonia. See, the pneumonia is not as bad as the fever. But yes, the pneumonia did, screw me up, and I wasn't able to sleep, and I still had problems, but I'd take over the freaking fever any day. But now I don't really, I still have kind of mucus. Obviously, I still feel I do have my lungs are weak and stuff like that, but I'm definitely 95%. I'm good. I'm able to sleep. I've always had insomnia, so that doesn't matter. But I don't have. I'm good. I just in these last few days. So Andrea, so I was gonna make a post. Well, I appreciate the Andrea, and that's what I like, and that's why I want to make a video, because there's people that I don't know that did check in on me. The person out in San Antonio, Texas. He's an owner of a shaved ice business of Hawaiian. And so I did have people that reached out to me and checked in on me, and I truly appreciate that. And that's just cool, and I like that. And I was gonna make a video about that because I like that's cool. And what was I gonna say? What was I saying? Oh, so I was gonna make a post because I made a post, a little thing of glimpse of something that got accomplished. So my kids are finally on homeschool, and that's a big accomplishment for me. So these 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Now they're on break now, but Monday, Tuesday were the 2 days it's kind of funny how it worked out because Monday and Tuesday are my first real like 2 days of feeling normal, and it so happened to be the first 2 days of homeschool for my kids. And so now that they're on homeschool, I just feel these 2 days, obviously I feel better in health wise, but I just feel like I'm accomplishing stuff, right? So I'm like, my goal is obviously to leave California, so I have to pack up this room, so I do a little bit of work of that. I got stuff to like grade, and I sent like comic books. I inputted a bunch of 25 Spider-Man comic books and one Alf comic book for grading. I submitted some opened up 2 boxes of football, and then the cards that are worth like grading now, I've inputted for grading right now today. Obviously accomplishing the kids stuff, doing the real estate. So these 2 days I've been very like productive, and it's not like been too much of productive, right? Like it's just like, obviously I have this room to pack. Sure, yeah, I could pack it in a day if I wanted to, but don't do it. But I did some, and that's making me feel at least I'm progressing towards something. That's what I've been doing with everything, right? Like I have a bunch of cards like I gotta submit, but I've only like just submitted like 11 today for cards to go off to SGC. That's enough. That's progress. That's something. Like I have hundreds of freaking comic books, but I only chose these good ones that I want to send off for grading. They're 1960. I have the whole collection. I picked them up on that thing. If I never found Fire Hands, I never know. Oh yeah, of course. Well, just like that. Like I'm not necessarily a hater. I'm not a hater. I just don't necessarily like follow Godzilla like I did. So anyway, so like I found Godzilla, and some people are mentioning Fire Hands, and I found Fire Hands from Godzilla's stream. And I'm a big Fire Hands supporter. Like Fire Hands is my dude, and I wouldn't have found necessarily Troll. He commented on Fire Hands stream, so I wouldn't have found Troll if it was off of Fire Hands. And same thing with Pokey Perk, I believe. So yeah, well that's. But that's all about networking. That's why I like to do different stuff. Like right now I'm playing Rocket League, right? I play different kind of games, and I don't do it all day, like every day. I could, obviously, easily, that. But like I like to do so much other stuff, because there's so much other stuff. There's so much out there, right? Like, so right now, obviously, I had been down for 3 weeks, right? But before, so Network, this app called Network, reached out to me, and they're like, yes, we'd love to have you as a seller on Network. And so I'm gonna reach out to them, and that's 3 apps. I'm an approved seller for Whatnot. I'm an approved seller for freaking Pop Shop, and I'll be approved seller for Network. That's 3 apps. I wasn't a freaking approved seller for freaking nothing, but now I'm an approved seller for 3 apps, and then I can leverage that 3 apps to be approved seller for Loop, and then I can leverage it for other stuff. So it's all about networking and growing. So like now, finally I have over 1,000 followers on Instagram. My eBay sales, I have 100% feedback and a lot of feedback. So it's not like just one person put 100. I have a lot of people so that helps, because there's not much people that have 100% feedback, and I do. So it shows that I'm really good with what I provide and service I provide. So somebody buys, like so I just sold my BGS. I just sold my BGS 9.5 Charizard V from like Shining Fates or whatever it was. I just sold that today. It just closed today, and the person bought it, and I sent it out right away. Right, like literally an hour at the most I had it packed up, shipped up. He had the shipping address, the shipping tracking, the tracking for it. Now, do I have to send it out right away like that? No, but he paid it, so might as well. He paid the money. He wants that confirmation, and that's where I get my 100% because I don't have to necessarily send out that day, even the next day. Like it gives, I think they changed it to 2 days now. It was 3 days. I think it's 2 days now, but you got your tracking within an hour. I think that's a service and that I should provide as a seller, especially for as expensive it was. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad too. I'm glad I'm productive. You know, and that's. But my thing is, I could be so like, because I don't. You know, I've been like, I say I'm retired. You know, obviously I'm a broker, real estate, and stuff like that, and I do all kinds of other stuff. But I don't have to be nowhere. Like I was down for COVID for 3 weeks. There's nobody. I have to go tell that I'm still sick. There's nobody have to show that I had COVID. There's nobody has to. I'm literally my 100% pure boss. I'm literally, there's nobody that tells me what to do. I am 100% my own boss, and I think that's freaking awesome. And but with that, you know, it's a responsibility because yes, sure, I am successful, and yes, I have success, and yes, I have, you know, money and stuff, but I could have so much more if I wasn't lazy. Like, so like that's what I'm trying to do, is not be as lazy as I've been these like years and stuff like that. And it's not like for example, like real estate. Jenny's my partner, she's a licensed realtor. So it's not like, you know, my laziness affects me, but to a certain extent, like, because she does everything. She does the contracts, she, you know, the phone calls, all that other stuff. And so I'm able to do, you know, be, you know, lazy. But imagine if I was highly productive and actually like put in so much work. Oh my gosh, I'd have ultra success. And that's what I'm trying to move towards, because every year obviously I gain more experience. Every year I gain, you know, my net worth grows, all that kind of stuff. I learn more. Obviously that's knowledge. And so like me, I'm trying to, like, one of my things that I want to open up is a Little Caesars. So Little Caesars reached out to me, and so I need to reach out to them because I meet their, I have the criteria, right? I have the net worth, I have the money, you know, obviously I have, you know, the experience and stuff like that. And so, and I think Little Caesars is a really easy like franchise to open. I mean, they only have a certain amount of products, right? They only have the pizza, the wings, the crazy bread, things like that, right? It's only a certain amount. Speaking about Little Caesars, obviously I told you earlier, I ordered Little Caesars, so I'll be getting Little Caesars here shortly. But like with that, so I was going to contact Little Caesars now that I meet the criteria, so they're going to schedule a phone call with me, and then I'm gonna, you know, let them know like where is a need for me to have my business, because that's where I'll care. Like if they told me, hey, like in Indiana, as long as it's not a stupid place like South Dakota or something like that, I'm down to like move to Indiana for that business, you know. So, because I think it's a really easy business to open up. It's inexpensive for a franchise fee, especially as a veteran. You know, they give discounts for that. And I think, you know, and especially that's a legit business. Obviously, I have legit businesses, right? I'm not a freaking coat dealer or something like that. So obviously, I have legit businesses, but I'm saying like legit of like, you know, like hobby dealerness is a legit business of me doing it, right? Curating all the freaking collectibles and all that stuff like that. You know, make a lot of money. But is that like a, you know, legit like business? I mean, it's a legit business, obviously, because taxes and stuff, right? So it's legit, but it's not like, I don't know. But anyway, so like, and I always like wanted to open up a corporate sized gym, right? And so like starting off with the Little Caesars the Little Caesars, and then, you know, then moves on to open up a boxing gym that opens up the corporate gym. It opens up the arcade kind of like I want to open up a Chuck E. Cheese. I have everything for the opening the Chuck E. Cheese. I have all the arcades. I have everything. I have the bench seats. I have everything for that. I have the pizza machines. I have the pepperonis. But that's a bigger undertaking than the Little Caesars, franchise. Little Caesars, right? So like my two things that I want to open up, and that are easy in a way, is Little Caesars and Wobble Girl. I love Wobble Girl. It's healthy. It's good. And there's not much Wobble plates, that you have to make, right? It's not like a restaurant, right? There's only a certain amount of, SKUs, items, whatever, right? And so like Wobble Girl and Little Caesars, their franchise fees not that expensive. And so I think those are two like legit kind of like businesses that could just be done. But I don't want to like just because I can, and that's why I have to see what the requirements are. Like, because I don't just because like sure, yeah, it's not that expensive of the franchise fee, but I don't want to give myself like too much work, right? Like if I have to be like, because I want to hire somebody as the operator, right? I don't want to run the day-to-day business. Obviously, I'm not going to be the one making the pizzas, for that's for damn sure. But the day-to-day business, like I'd hire somebody, obviously I'd hire, a salary or hire hourly rate or whatever to do that, because my time is worth more money, because I don't know necessarily what, obviously every single Little Caesars franchise makes a different amount of money, right? It's location, whatever. But let's say I make the $150,000. Okay, but how much time do I have to put in as the owner operator as Little Caesars compared to? Oh, you guys back? Okay. Compared to doing my hobby business, right? So I can make the $150,000 with less work. So that's why I have to see if it's opportunity cost, right? I can take the money, open a Little Caesar franchise, and make my salary or whatever that I make, and then or I just keep that money and then put it into my cards that I do and my comic books and toys and all other stuff, and I make the same amount of money with less work and less rules, because now I got Little Caesars telling me what I have to do, And my whole goal is not for people to tell me what to do. But we'll see. Anyways, I got my Little Caesars here, so I'll obviously have to finish this game, because then they'll get Rocket League will get mad at me. But I'll be hopping off so I can go get some hopefully fresh. Boom! I'm sorry for my rants, but I hope my rants like help in a way. Hopefully people like I hope my little rants are like, I think my rants are valuable. I think there's some value in it. Like who wouldn't want to not have a boss? Like who wouldn't want to like have so much freedom? Like figure out a way to get done. I did. My mom didn't graduate high school. Like my mom worked for Walmart. Like nobody ain't freaking paved my way. Nobody freaking told me how to do things, and this is the way to do it, and this is how you make money, and this is the way you should live. And no, I figured it out. I had to figure it out, Like with my kids in homeschool, I had to figure it out. I had to figure out that homeschool was a better way for them. Why? Because I'm way smarter than all the teachers, and that's not just me being cocky. No, I know I have way more education and life experience than them. I am way more better and not that, I have a vested interest in their life. Right? The teachers don't care. They don't care, Emory and Talon and all them, what college they go to, what profession they make, what education or what they learn or anything like that. They don't care. I care. I'm the father. I care. I care what kind of education they get. I care what kind of school they go to. I care how they get to go to that school. Do they get scholarship? Do I have to freaking make money and pay for it? And right there, even just that right there, guys, I think that my verb of me as a father to my kids' education, I think you can take the value of that in not necessarily for your kid, but just life. I just think that's valuable. And if you don't find that valuable, then I don't care. I go on with my life. I don't care if you don't find it valuable, because hey, I like my life. I can like it better. There's obviously things. I'm not saying my life's perfect and I'm happy 24/7. And obviously, there's reasons why I'm not wouldn't be happy 24/7. Right? I'm 100% disabled, combat vet. So like obviously, I have my ailments about that. But anyways, I appreciate you, Andrea, and everybody else that's listening through the Twitch and YouTube and stuff that don't talk and will just listen or whatever. But I got my food. I'm gonna go eat, and I will catch you guys later. I'll talk to you later, Andrea.